Hey there. I am working in my basement for about another hour until I go to my next imaging test, the contrasting dye test. So I'm going to clarify and explain some things from the last series so that you can all be caught up on this. So today I feel like I am in what I call the honeymoon phase. Not that, honeymoon periods are always associated to when everything's going great. But in the world of cancer, at this point, I don't have like all the information. Haven't talked to the surgeon, haven't talked to the oncologist. Like I don't have all the realities to it. So my brain is capable of compartmentalizing and pretending like everything's normal, and I can just continue on with my life as normal as possible. After today's imaging, when I talk to the radiologist, I may not feel the same, but like right now we're good. What I have is an invasive ductal carcinoma, and it's 1.2 centimeters. That is what it is called. I guess it is common. If I want to be like bitter about it, I think that your body says, hey, you've been in menopause for a couple years now, and you're not using your breasts anymore. You're done. We're done. You're not gonna reproduce. Let's thin the herd or whatever. Nature's way of saying, bravo. Yeah, I'm not finished yet, so body, you're wrong. Also, I talked about how it's easier to talk like this to everyone as a whole than it is to one-on-one. And the reason why really is that one-on-one with people who aren't, who don't know me very well, I feel like I need to buffer myself because I am pretty much honest and raw all the time. So a phrase like thin the herd, for someone who doesn't know me very well and doesn't understand, I deflect through humor and that sort of stuff. Talking one-on-one, I tend to make people uncomfortable if they don't truly know me very well. So it's a lot easier to talk to everyone and then save my questions and conversations and my humor to the people who, really get me. So, a lot of times when people come up to talk to me one-on-one, I'm a little bit more awkward and I'm always guarding and editing myself and filtering, and that takes a lot of energy than just being me. So I think that's probably why this is a more comfortable conversation for me than, that's why I think it's easier for me to make it public to help people understand the journey than it is for me to like talk one-on-one. So I wanted to clarify those sorts of things, and I will keep you posted to see what the radiologist says when we're done. I guess I'm supposed to have answers before I leave again. The dye apparently helps the cancer light up like a Christmas tree so that they can see the true extent of what's going on. And, that is where I am, and we will move forward from here. I have meetings scheduled with surgeons and oncologists and plastic surgeons and all of those fun meetings to come. And I have, my important people lined up to go with me to help listen. And that's where we stand today. So you will hear from me again later, I am sure. Hello. Okay, I am all done with the contrast dye MRI. So what they do is they take you get like the IV put in your arm, and then you go back up to the room, and then they flushed it with saline. Then they put in the dye. I held my arm up in the air for 2 minutes. They have like 6 minutes to do all of the mammogram imaging, and the radiologist was on the phone as they did it so that all that could get done within 6 minutes. And what they did was they did both sides, which I didn't know. I thought they would just be concentrating on just the right side, since that's where the bump was. But what they do is they check both just to see, how much everything has spread or not spread, or whether or not there's more to worry about than just the one spot. And then after all that was done, then the radiologist, she came in super nice. Everybody here is so incredibly nice and supportive. I mean, I think back to the nurse that had to call me and tell me that morning, we're kind of, that's a rough job. Her day is spent off and on telling people either that they do or don't have cancer. And I am certain that telling people that they don't is a great relief to her, but that telling people that they do, that's difficult. And so I appreciate that, the job that she does. The radiologist that came in and explained everything, she has, an equally difficult job to have to try to tell me what's going on. So in general, it's good news. It's just in the right breast. It's just that spot. It doesn't seem to be widespread. So she's going to recommend an MRI, and then the surgeon will actually determine or request that after I meet with him to see what's going on. She said that it did look a little bit bigger than what the biopsy said, probably like 2 centimeters, but it's still kind of hard to tell. She showed me the pictures. It's clear. It's clear where it is, but 2 centimeters is 2 centimeters. So again, manageable. Good news as far as bad news can go, so I guess it's good news. And now I just have to drink a whole bunch of water to flush the dye out and help my kidneys process and get rid of the dye. So that was the process. The dye, at first, when it first goes in your IV, like in my arm, I got that really warm feeling in my throat, like I had just drank a big old shot of tequila or whiskey or something. I got it just real hot, right here, burning. And then of course it moves to like your groin. You feel like all of a sudden you just totally wet your pants. And you don't wet your pants, but I mean, that is what it feels like, because it's this flow of warmth. So if you've never had that done, it's trippy. It's really trippy. All right. So back to reality, back to my life. Gotta go do my things, and then wait for next week to meet with the surgeon and the oncologist, oncologist, something like that, and see where we go from here. Good morning-ish, not really. What time is it? It's 11:30 on a Sunday. And look, my Christmas decorations are still up. That is pitiful in the first year that's ever happened, but that's okay. It's actually kind of cheery. My dad had the tree turned on one night when I came home from work, so it was kind of fun. I'm back after that brief switcheroo. All right, so I'm actually feeling pretty positive after the last test, so all things are good. But that doesn't mean that my brain isn't like constantly going, whoa, 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 So here's what I am looking forward to. I've noticed that it's already started, but I'm super excited about having a constantly clean kitchen, because what I do to occupy my brain is clean my kitchen. So years ago, 10 years ago? Is that what it was? Like, I guess about 10 years ago, when my husband left, I would come home from work every single day and I would clean the kitchen and I would scrub it down, and it would occupy my mind, and you know, it was like, I'm gonna come home and I wipe everything down, clean the kitchen. I can control that. You know, everything else in life is out of control, but I can clean this fucking kitchen, right? So it wasn't in this house, but I've already noticed that I'm doing that already. So I'll come home and I'll get things tidy, and I'll wipe everything down and clean everything. So today's ray of sunshine is that I'm actually going to have a moderately clean house, which really isn't going to happen. But if you're going to visit, you know, soon will be the time, because my house will actually be clean. But don't visit, because I'm a terrible hostess. So don't really visit. I will forget to like offer you, you know, would you like a drink or something? Like, I'm just the worst. So don't do that. But my house will actually be clean, so it won't be a complete embarrassment. Today it's laundry chores and cleaning things up, and I have decided that my dog, Cookie, the little dog, hey Cookie, you want to show everyone? That stupid dog, she needs to wear a diaper now all the time, because I'm not here to let her out enough, and my dad's dog is older and, you know, can hold, and bigger, and can hold her bladder for like, you know, 3 trips out a day. My little dog cannot. So I'm finding little gifts everywhere that the dog is leaving when I'm not around to do it. So Cookie wears a diaper. So I just wanted to check in and let you know where everything stands. And Thursday this week is my appointment. I'm taking one of my really good friends with me, and she's going to know all the questions to ask, because I don't know what to ask, and we will find out what's happening. Woohoo!